Remember us. As simple an order as a king can give. Remember why we died. He did not wish tribute, or song, or monuments, or poems of war and valor. Wish was simple. Remember us, he said to me. That was his hope. Should any free soul come across that place. In all the countless centuries yet to be, may all our voices whisper to you from the ageless stones. Go tell the Spartans passerby that here, by Spartan law, we lie. And so my king died, and my brothers died. Barely a year ago. Long I've pondered my king's cryptic talk of victory. Time has proven him wise. For from free Greek to free Greek, the word was spread that bold Leonidas and his 300, so far from home, laid down their lives, not just for Sparta, but for all Greece, and the promise this country holds. Now, here on this rugged patch of earth called Plataea, Xerxes forged face obliteration!
Thank you for joining the Syndicate Network, and welcome to the Zack Snyder Hour with Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? It is your boy Skywalker the Jedi back at y'all with another one. We are live. What's going on, peeps? Thank y'all for being in here today. This has been a long 2 weeks. I've been out the game. It felt like a little bit over that, but we back here and we streaming tonight. And I'm so thankful that all you guys rocked out and was patiently waiting for us to get back. And we here. We here, we live, and I want to thank you guys for being troopers like y'all been this entire time that we've been rocking out. And I just appreciate you guys wholeheartedly. We are rocking out, and thank y'all for rocking back. We will be continuing on with this content every day. We're going to be dropping something from this channel, hopefully, along with some other projects that we got going on. We just trying to get all this stuff set and bring you guys this entertainment and this information. You dig? Because don't nobody do it like us. That's the thing that I've noticed, right? There's been, like, in our absence, or in, my absence, in the Syndicate Network's absence, there is typically, like, a lot of people that try to, do what we do and try to keep certain conversations going, and especially, like, drive certain narratives and stuff like that. That's really been a point of contention, or not even really contention, just a point that we've noticed over these past few years, you know what I'm saying? And we don't take that stuff for granted. We realize that whenever we're gone and not rocking out, that y'all be wanting this here. Y'all be wanting this information from us. Y'all be trying to rock out with us, and we're just gonna make sure that we here for y'all. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for rocking out today. We will be getting into some dope conversations in 1 second. I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. We got Rebel Moon Theory in the building. What's going on, bro? We got Dennis Medina rocking out. South Cali guy is in the building. Mama Bear Doll is here as usual. Thank you so much, Mama Bear, for being here and rocking out. We really appreciate you being here for sure. We got Sin Havoc 5150 in the building. What's going on, Sin Havoc? We got DC Batman. Yeah, hey, it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back. It absolutely does. What's going on, Future Tron? We got Frank C in the building. Thank you. Yes, we are live. We are enjoying ourselves. We're about to have some dope conversations. You dig? Who else in there? We got Osa Fresh in the building. What's going on, Osa Fresh? All right. We got all y'all in here. We got Philip rocking out. What's going on, Philip? Mysterious Stranger said, new look, the same mission. Yo, not only are we changing the look, but we're going to continue changing the look. This ain't even going to be the final one. We're still kind of changing stuff up, but in terms of like content, we will be dropping content. So, oh yeah, it's still stuff that I want to switch up. We got, yeah, said I've always felt that Jim Lee was a weasel. Hey, we're gonna get to that in 1 second, because I actually think that that's a very important part of this conversation, right? I think so. What about y'all? All right. Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, now we rocking out full time, at least for now. Hey, if this whole plan works out, you know, I won't be going back to work. But hey, if I end up, you know, having to go back to work, it's all gonna be good. But the plan is we about to flood the block. You know what I mean? We about to flood the block for sure. Okay, flood the streets. What's going on, Josh? He said, "Happy Memorial Day weekend, Super Sky, Lieutenant Leon, and all those who are braver and bolder than me." Shout out to you, Josh Herrera. But not only that, bro. There is there's a thought that comes to my mind every year, right around this time of year, because I do take Memorial Day very seriously. That's not for the veterans. That is for the people that have served and given their lives in defense of this country, right? Or those that have served and who are no longer with us, right? So I always want to make that distinction very clear. Memorial Day is about honoring those that are no longer here. But shouts out to everybody that has served, everybody that has family that served. Shouts out to all y'all. Happy Memorial Day weekend. And from everybody that has served and that isn't here anymore, to tell y'all, especially y'all lames out there, y'all welcome. You know what I mean? Y'all welcome. He said, a new era begins. You have been missed. Hey, yo, but we back, right? We are back, though. We're so fucking back. I feel like Tate right now, bro. Right? Yo, not only are we, no, look, I've been missed because I saw people hit me up. Apparently, right? Because I ain't even giving no thoughts on this damn Superman trailer yet. I ain't giving no thoughts on that trailer whatsoever. Not on YouTube. I put out like little Twitter videos, right? And some of y'all probably saw them. But apparently there's been people putting my thoughts in videos on YouTube. I swear, yo, they can't get no content to save their life. Is that what it is? Is Skywalker's take so important that when he's gone, we have to find out what he thinks? And you know what I'm saying? Put it on the internet, put it on YouTube, just to try to satisfy whoever. Is that what this is? I don't know. We shall see. Or maybe we won't. I don't really give a shit, but hey. Yeah, for sure. Against the paranarrative demon. The paranarrative demons. I missed that. Or I like that rather. Shout out to Josh Herrera. Much love. Brody, thank you for being here today. And then it said, last night I had a dream that Netflix bought the Snyderverse. Hey, I had a dream that one day All lames would leave me alone, bro. That's what I had a dream. What's going on, Dennis? Mama Bear says, "Miss that face." Oh well, y'all gonna be seeing a lot more of it, Mama Bear, because I'm here. I'm here. Y'all about to see me streaming video games, all types of stuff, having all types of different conversations. And, you know, man says I really have missed the streams. Yeah. See, hold on. I'll get into that in 1 second. What's going on, Prime? Much love. Much love. Said apparently so. Man, they sitting there gathering my thoughts, bro, and putting that shit on YouTube when I didn't even make a video about it specifically. Right? RMT says, especially the TikTokers. Right? Said they can't feed off of anything else but our opinions. That's the thing too, right? Like in terms of TikTok, I feel like that's been a platform that has not been mined out at all. We definitely have a lot of room. We definitely have a lot of room for growth and stuff that we're going to be bringing to TikTok, and I can't wait to have those conversations, man, because when I hit TikTok, I'm hitting that shit like a ton of bricks because I don't know what's been going on over there. So as soon as I make my presence felt, I feel like I have to just set the record straight on, like, you know, because I don't know what the hell has been going on over there. I have no idea, right? Said it's more than just a dream, right? It is more than just a dream. He says, Mike, got to switch that monitor position if you're looking off is that far. Hey, no. This is just a, bro, you have no idea. I will show you, but yeah, we're going to rock out however we can, and we're going to be changing stuff up even as we go still. It's just a work in progress. The Prime says you should stream Doom: The Dark Ages. Bruh, I've been going through that game. I'm like hella far. I might start over, but I'm thinking about kind of streaming something that I should start over and go through from the very beginning with you guys, right? Because that's going to be what's very important for me, I think. It's been wild on TikTok, but I keep Rebel Moon conversations going. Yeah. Says, yeah. All right. I think I'm caught up. Yo, we are about to get into some great discussions. Let me go ahead and do some cleaning up. We're on the road to 5K. Make sure you guys are smashing the like button, subscribing to the content, as well as hitting that share as well. We are trying to hit 5K before the end of 2025. We will hit 5K. I think that with everything that we're doing on this side, with the investments that have been made, with the time that's going to be being put into this, very exciting, and can't wait to continue rocking out with you guys. Sales ZSJL and Sales Snyderverse to Netflix are the vehicle that we've been using to try to get a return of Zack Snyder's DC universe over on a Netflix platform. And we've been using these hashtags to do so, and have been making a tremendous amount of momentum, great strides, whatever you want to call it. And we've been doing that by following these 3 rules of engagement, which are being positive, not mixing the hashtags, and also not mentioning, tagging, quote tweeting, replying to, or anything of that sort anybody over at WBD, which is including but not limited to James Gunn. ZSJL to Netflix on YouTube and X are also platforms that you guys should be following, as all pertinent information will be coming from there, as well as myself and Apex Leon of the New Geeks. If you guys would like to sponsor a stream, like the homie The Good Austin did on this one, when you guys give super chats, they are tallied up, and whoever donates the most will have their name scrolling across the bottom of a discussion stream. You dig? But nah, very, very excited. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been here rocking out, man. Welcome back to the channel. You will continue to see changes over here. You know, I got like a whole different little room going on now. You know what I'm saying? Whole different vibes, different kind of conversations, and we having a good time. right? And also, look, if you guys have like feedback or anything like that, please don't be afraid of like reaching out to me and letting me know if there's something that you guys want to see more of, want to see less of, stuff like that. Because yeah, we listen to our day ones over here. You dig? We don't treat you guys like trash. We really don't. We we treat you guys like fam. You dig? And real quick, I just want to show you guys a little look at my computer because I took this little video and I'm really proud of this thing, man. I built this PC. Wait a minute, is that Harley in the background? Y'all see Harley? Look, y'all might be seeing a lot more Harley over here. Look at her. Look at her. You know what I mean? But yeah, yeah, I'm very proud of this thing, and I want to give you guys a look at this PC that I put together with the homie. And look, man, this thing's been working really great, and yeah, I just can't wait to do more with it. But y'all, check this out real quick. Yeah. Said those WBD sirens in the back. Ready? Like fire sale. Right? Fire sale. What up, Joe Nathan? I love that Synaptic said the ROEs actually work. We've been trying to tell them, bro. We've been trying to tell them, but they ain't been listening. They have not been listening, bro. They ain't been listening at all. But we gonna keep reminding them, though, right? What's going on, Nessa? And thank you for being here and rocking out. We appreciate you. Yeah. Right. Hey, he said, nice. That's fine. Hey, I appreciate y'all. All right. Yeah. What's going on, cool one? But yeah, nah, this is super dope. Harley, what are you doing? But yeah, I think that she said, shout out to LAPD, right? This LBPD. You know what I mean? He said the fire sale confirmed. Bro, I was just randomly watching this podcast, and they just started going in on David Zaslav like out of nowhere. And I was like, yo, what the hell am I watching right now? It was just like the conversation just took a swift turn, and they just started going on David Zaslav. I was like, yo, hey. And then he had the nerves to be at the fucking Knicks game, trying to like be all smiles and shit when everything's in shambles. When I was just watching these people discuss how CNN is about to be spun off and everything, it's just crazy, yo. Crazy. He said, oh, how the mighty have continued to fall. Oh, yeah. But y'all let me know. All right. Yeah, rocking out already 20 minutes in, ain't even got to the first topic. But look, yo, I've seen a lot of discussion. It's so funny, right? Every time any news comes out of like the Zack Snyder camp, Harley, get out of here. Anytime any news comes out of the Zack Snyder camp, like it does not matter what is said, it is twisted, it's turned, it's fucking like ran through narrative filters, right? It's just like all these things, bro. Every single thing that this guy says, and it begs the question: why do these people continue to do this, right? So recently, Kurt Johnstad made a statement that took the internet by storm. Apparently, everybody's going crazy. They're sitting there, they're like, "Hey, yo, what's going on? See, guys, Rebel Moon 3 is canceled." Rebel Moon 3 is dead. It's not happening, guys. Netflix told Zack to pack his bags. Right? Netflix this, Netflix that. Right? It's crazy. But this statement comes out from Kurt Johnstad, right? We outline movies 3, 4, 5, and 6, very detailed outlines, and Zack has literally plotted out the whole world. We know where we can go. We've written detailed outlines. The second movie was to find a princess, and the third movie is to make sure that the princess is where she should be, right? To find her and to fight is what they said. Sitting on the throne and properly ruling over the mother world. With some luck and an act of God, we'll get back to that world, right? Now, obviously, everybody took this as, hey guys, Rebel Moon's dead. It's not coming out no more, right? Like, don't nobody want to engage with it, right? Netflix, they don't want any more of it. The public doesn't like it, whatever, right? What have you, right? I didn't get that from Kurt Johnstad's comments at all. What I got from that is, hey guys, we already got the whole world plotted out, all the movies, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Which we already knew to begin with. This was supposed to be the first ever like 6 movies almost shot as a trilogy. Like they would shoot 2 films back to back 3 times, right? So doing that kind of trilogy of like 2-parters, right? So 6 films total, but really like 12, you know what I'm saying? Because you got the director's cuts. So you literally have like so much content, and they literally can go in like different places even. And matter of fact, Zack even spoke about that at one of the events. I'm sorry, I don't remember which one that it was. There's been a few that I went to where he's kind of spoken about this, but he even said that they would only get more and more different as they went on, right? Because you could potentially have characters that might live in certain versions and they may die in another one. You can have like totally different plot lines going on and all that different stuff, and still kind of staying true to both of the stories and giving the people what they may or may not need, right? So or giving them what they need even though they don't know that they want it. That's the thing, bro. People act like, oh my god, Zack doesn't know how to do this, Zack don't know how to do that. It's like, dude, if you have watched any of these things, all of his movies have done nothing but age gracefully and age like a fine wine, a vino, if you will. Right? So nah, we ain't trying to hear about none of that. But yeah, just with these things happening, right? There was obviously this quick push for people to come out and say, hey, Rebel Moon 3 is dead. And that's all that I've been seeing like all over the internet. But when I look at the landscape of things and I'm being realistic, right? Zack got 2 movies he's working on right now. Brawler and this LAPD movie. Right? Brawler and this LAPD movie. We don't know what he got after that, but even if he just had these 2, they wouldn't be announcing Rebel Moon 3 right now anyway. Because it's on Netflix. His next movie is the one that they're about to be housing after Brawler hits theaters, right? So why would they be, hey guys, Rebel Moon 3 is in development right now, even though he has another movie that we have, that he's going to make for us before this one. Because Zack said specifically that he's trying to do something with like some smaller special effects, little to no special effects, and just like a more grounded film. He has kind of spoken about that ad nauseum, saying, hey man, I keep doing these big, sprawling like action movies, and there's all these characters coming and going, and all these action sequences and gunfights and stuff. Like, hey, can I do something a little bit smaller, and then I'll get back to the craziness? So I wholeheartedly feel like these two films are gonna give him that opportunity to work on some of these more scaled back projects, right? And not be making space epics and stuff with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, right? And all that stuff, or alien invasion, or zombie horde, right? It's all these things. So when you look at that, to say that, hey, off of this statement that Rebel Moon 3 is dead, that is like you would have to be parroting that for a reason, right? Why do all these people sound the same? They all sound the exact same. They all say the same shit. They all have the same kind of thumbnails. They have the same kind of content. They got the same kind of every single thing. Like, there is so much that is so obviously like studio driven. You know, I don't know who is in the business of like trying to go after Snyder fans, but there's somebody that's clearly in the business of doing that. I mean, Zack Snyder's big money, big movie right now, big money on the internet talking about this guy, and just stuff like that in this outrage clickbait kind of landscape. I'm just over it. So for anybody that looked at that statement and fucking took away, hey guys, Rebel Moon 3 is dead, like it's gone and it's going away and it's never coming out, you wanted to come away with that, because nowhere in those statements did that guy say, hey man, like worry guys, this thing might not be coming out, guys. Right? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Right? It says, did these people forget we are about to get a Rebel Moon game along with the new comic releasing in July? Oh, and none of that matters, Curly Ray. None of that matters, bro. None of that matters. Like, is the fact that we got a game don't matter. They're doing all this VR stuff. They're doing comic books, right? All kind of stuff at Complex Con, right? All these different things that they've been investing in with the Rebel Moon franchise, and that they've continued to invest in. And you got people out here trying to say, hey guys, like, no, it's just not materializing. They almost all sound like Zachary Levi. It's in Havoc says, look how long it took for the Old Guard sequel to get greenlit, pretty much, right? Nah, it don't matter. Dennis said Netflix got to be idiotic to cancel Rebel Moon over a bunch of critics and influencers whining over the internet. That's the thing. They gonna whine regardless. They gonna whine. Most of them don't even like nothing. They don't even like nothing like that. You know? Like, all they do is just say everything looks bad. Everything's trash. Right? This shit is so, and once you understand it from that kind of lens, that most of these people are probably bots, you know, it just really begs the question, like, who is paying for this? Because somebody pays for that stuff. Somebody pays for that stuff. It's just weird, man. Like, there's always been this kind of disconnect between critics and fans, somewhat, but I think that it's only gotten wider. Now you have the internet here and YouTube, where everybody can pick up a mic and just say, hey, I'm a regular fan and I'm checking this out, even if they're not. And, you know, yeah, I just don't think that Netflix operates like that. I think that they have much more of a steady hand. And it's funny because people be like, yo, oh my God, they're always canceling stuff that's very, very successful. Well, how successful are these projects actually? I don't see them canceling their bona fide hits. I haven't seen them cancel a bona fide hit yet. They even tried to get what was that? They tried to get what's that? As Leon called him, the lesser Hemsworth. They got Liam Hemsworth to play Geralt after Henry Cavill left, and it took people actually having to see that for that to kind of go off the rail, right? So yeah, I mean, I don't. Said, and Rebel Moon director's cut has over 90% audience score, so the audience doesn't like it. Is a load of horse. Nah, it don't matter. None of that stuff matters. He said, working on 2 movies, but Rebel Moon is canceled. It's crazy, bro. Right? Said, remember that critics all attacked Tony Scott when he was alive. Now he's seen as a legendary filmmaker. That is facts. Right? He said, there's another project on the horizon, and that's all I'm saying at this time and point. Stay tuned. Yeah, well, we're going to be getting to that in 1 second. One second. He said, Operation Mockingbird, bought and paid for. Right? Said, it's the cycle. Haters are obsessed on hating Zack because influencers tell them to. The influencers tell people to hate Zack because they want the haters on their audience. The cycle goes on. Yeah, look, I would think that, but here's the thing that bothers me, right? It's the coordinated shit, right? Like all of a sudden you have Zack Snyder channels that when Rebel Moon comes out, they go completely fucking crickets, right? You know, like what advantage would a pro Zack Snyder channel have of not covering Rebel Moon when it comes out? You have to ask yourself these kind of questions, right? Like, let's just take me, right? Fuck it. Let's take me for example. You know what I'm saying? Big Sky, right? If I'm doing Zack Snyder content and y'all know me for the Zack Snyder Hour and all that stuff, and you know me pulling up to all the events, what have you, right? There's no advantage to me not talking about Rebel Moon when it comes out. There's no advantage to that whatsoever. So the fact that somebody would do that, that is a pro Zack Snyder channel, it just like begs questions that have to be asked, right? And then not only that, but then you have, you know, the channel the breakdown, the fucking trailer breakdown channels that do all kind of breakdown and analysis on stuff. And hey, they might even, you know, benefit from getting a few haters to go over there and go comment and hate watch it and say that it looks bad, right? But they inexplicably just don't cover a lot of this stuff. They don't do the same thing that they would normally do. So yeah, it's just like you have to ask yourself those questions, right? Why is that happening, right? Why does a trailer breakdown channel not break down Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon trailer when it was the most viewed trailer from Tudum weekend, but yet they're covering shit that's smaller than that had a smaller impact? So no, I'm not gonna. Said Netflix to Doom next week. Yes, it is. Right. You said these two want movies to stay mediocre because it's their main source of income. So when a good filmmaker comes in, they feel threatened. There may be some truth to that, right? Because it's part of the whole like everything looks bad or everything's bad thing. It's like, yo, how do you? I don't know, you know. And then there's certain ones that it feel like everybody kind of has to say it's good. Like, look, like I'll give you a prime example. And I think I've spoken about this, but Dune 2. Now, while I loved Dune 2, I've always said this. I feel like the first Dune was a 10, and the second Dune was like a 9, right? So I'm not saying it wasn't a phenomenal movie, because it was, right? It was an absolutely phenomenal movie. But to act as if it was better than the first one, and it was like so much more better, and like I just didn't get that. Like, and I don't see how, like, and I haven't found anybody that can rationalize and make that argument clear for me as to why Dune 2 is just so much better than the first one. As a matter of fact, most people that I know that saw it in theaters say that they prefer the first one. But it's not saying that the second one wasn't amazing. Like I said, I feel like it was like a 9, maybe even like a 9.2 or something. But the first Dune was like a 10, and I'm just like, hey, it was just like a little bit off from that first one. But yeah, it seems like, you can say, hey, Dune 2 is amazing, right? And then that's cool. If you turn around and you say, hey, I feel like something like Joker 2 is awesome, then you see what happens, right? You see what happens. You know what I'm saying? He said, right? Remember when I came out and said that The Flash didn't erase the Snyderverse? Y'all remember that? Crazy, right? I was getting fucking attacked, right? He said, hey, Scott, isn't Zack working on 3 projects? One we just don't know about yet. Well, we about to get into that in the next topic, so don't even trip. He said, don't say that, Scott, even though it was proven that Southeast Asian bot farms admitted that they influenced in the algorithm. Nah, it don't matter. It don't matter. Right? He said, because they aren't actually pro Snyder, instead, they want to see where the wind blows to pick a side. Look, you can either go where the wind takes you, or you can fan your own flames, you dig? And I'm gonna leave that shit at that. Yeah. Yo, this is what y'all missed, right? This is what y'all missed. They don't do that shit the same, bro. They don't do that shit the same. They don't do it like us. They don't. He said, take this guy, turn it on Zack, the second lunacy gets announced. Bruh, if you... Never mind. He said, and now he's saying he hates Zack. I always say this. Nobody, like, there is no person on this God's green internet that could change my opinion on Zack Snyder's films. I don't give a shit about his fan base. I don't care how toxic they would be. I don't care. I could have the worst experience imaginable with you guys, and that still would not change how I feel about BVS. It just don't make no sense, yo. It just don't make no sense. Right? There's a bunch of them that did that. Oh, yeah. He says, Dune 2 is the old world in plain sight. Amazing movie. Fire movie, bro. Like, I love Dune 2. It was dope. I'm gonna go see Dune 3 I've seen all these movies in IMAX. Y'all know, right? Everywhere or anywhere I can try to give the most exclusive screening, just like I did for Sinners. When I said I saw it in 70 millimeter IMAX, and then I went and saw it in 70 millimeter old school film real projections. I love all that. But the first one was better, right? So, yeah, I love cinema, man. I love it. Said that's all their channels are, trash and movies and shows for subs. That, you know what? That has to be such a trash existence, right? That's why I can't get, and that's what I'm going to try to do with these channels and these projects that I'm going to do now. I'm going to show a better way, yo. Like, you don't have to do that. You can just be yourself, right? And if it ain't lit like that, then just find a more avenue where you can be yourself. Stop playing characters. You know what I mean? I don't know why y'all playing characters. Yeah. Said Love Dune Part 2 and 1. 1 and 2. Yeah, man. Great movie. Both of them. Can't wait for Messiah. I'm gonna be on that immediately. He said, dropping bars. All right. He said, Nessa said, they fake hating if Zack was in their face, and they would be glazing OD. Yeah, look, but here's the thing, right? They don't even do that with just Zack. They do that shit with like me and Leon and stuff. It's so crazy. Like, and I actually had to have a conversation with him because we had a little situation where somebody that we met in person just went on the internet and just started acting fucking crazy, like just out of nowhere. Just like started like making all these crazy statements, almost seeming like they were trying to get a reaction from us and try to make it seem like we were gonna threaten him or something. I don't know. It was just weird. And I almost was like, yo, man, I'm gonna stop like saying hi to people when they try to talk to me. But at the end of the day, there's been so many of you guys that I've like rocked out with and that I've met that have been dope and amazing. And I don't want to like let one person's nonsense ruin that, right? So yeah, man. It won't even just be Zack. Right? I could officially say somebody did that shit with me and Leon. Came up and was like, oh yeah, man, it's all good. Like, yo, I watch you guys all the time and blah 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 blah. And insert weird comment. And it was all good. And all of a sudden they're like, hey man, these guys are this and these guys are that. And I'm like, why you wouldn't even own that? You know what I mean? Said, since we got a good Dune adaptation, I hope we get a good Starship Troopers movie. The OG military sci-fi novel deserves it. For the everlasting glory of the infantry shines the name of Roger Young. Hey, I don't like how this comment comes off because it almost comes off like Paul Verhoeven's movie is not a fucking masterpiece, classic film that should be studied. Rico's Roughnecks. Right? Said also the Robocop remake is better than the original. Look, you know what's funny? I'm actually like one of the few people that liked the Robocop remake. I actually liked it. I liked what's his name? Joel Kinnaman. I liked him as Alex Murphy. I thought that Samuel L. Jackson was kind of cool as like the almost like a parody on like a Fox News pundit or whatever. All that was cool. But yeah, to say that, bro, that movie wasn't even better than RoboCop 2, bro. Facts. he said, what? Yeah, nah, but let's he said Jose Padilla is such a good director. You should watch Elite Squad 1 and 2 as well. Well, look, you coming in here talking like the first one is trash ain't about to make me watch this shit even more. You know what I mean? He said, name the villain in the RoboCop remake. I have no idea, but I know who was the villain in the first one. I know who was the villain in the first one, and I know who was the villain in the second one. I don't know what Dennis is talking about. Bro. He went up against Ed 209 and my boy, what's his name? Was like Bruniker or something, right? And then in the second one, it was Kane. Yeah. Tripping. Anyway, let me move on from that blasphemy. You know, talking about Robocop, man. But anyway, back to Rebel Moon 3. Look, the shit's being worked on. Zack's hella busy. Y'all need to chill out. Y'all are disgraced, sitting trying to act like this movie's canceled. Y'all know damn well that it's not. And hey, we just gonna watch y'all, you know, get y'all Twitter fingers on, right? But let's go ahead and move on to the last subject, what y'all really been here to talk about. He said, I've only seen the first 2 Robocop movies. First was the best. See, I actually like the second one more than the first one, but I don't argue with people because I know that I'm in the minority, right? I just prefer all the stuff with Kane more. Like, Kane was hard to me. Kane was an incredible villain and was super dope. But just so you know, cool one, there is only 2 RoboCop movies. RoboCop 3 was never made. It was actually in production, but before they put it out, they scrapped it. They was like, yo, ain't no way that we're going to give, you know, Alex Murphy a jetpack and have him with like a Mega Man gun on his hand. There's no way they were going to do that. And so they were going to put that film out, but it got written off, kind of like the Batman 2 is about to be. And yeah, it just never came out. So don't worry about it. Don't Google RoboCop 3. Don't look into it. It's all good. Just you know, take my word for it. Right? Yeah. RoboCop, it needs to be a hard R. The remake was PG-13. Enough said. Yeah. And I actually liked the remake. I really did. I thought it was cool. I like Joel Kinnaman in it, but yeah, right. Yeah. The WB is the reason you Americans lost on Jose Padilla. Another reason that we should hate that company. Hey, I ain't shocked, bro. They done lost a lot of talent. Oh, excuse me. Got to get used to moving around this new mic position. He said, right. There's only 2. He said, heard the same thing happen to Matrix 4. Right? Yeah. He said, who knows? The success of the Brawlers film as well as the LAPD movie could lead for more leverage. Duh. Just like Rebel Moon led to more leverage. Right? He said, thought there were 3 movies. No, you're mistaken. There's only 2. There's only 2. He said RoboCop 3. Yeah, no. Said Clan Kurtwood Smith as it was Clarence Boddicker. He's one of the greatest villains ever. The blasphemy. Yeah, bruh. Peak. Just the whole intro where they shot him up and everything. Yo, crazy. And then when he sent them to go take out the homie, what was his name? Dick George. Yeah, come on. You used to watch RoboCop 2 on VHS. Oh yeah. It said, watch Elite Squad, guys. Hey, just don't come in here talking about that was better than, you know what I mean? Don't just come in here talking about Paul Verhoeven, bro. But look, let's have a conversation about Zack Snyder and DC, because I've been hearing that Zack don't give a shit about DC. Zack needs to move on, or no, that he actually has moved on, and it's us. I've heard that we're pestering him, we're bothering him, I've been called a stalker. They said I'm stalking him because I went to some public events, fucking screenings. They say, yo, you go to movie screenings with Zack Snyder, so you're stalking him. right? All you guys do is just stalk Snyder. First, it was we're never gonna meet him. Now it's we're stalking him. But anyway, yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going around the internet and people trying to get the Zack Snyder fan base to, I guess, move on and feel that, hey, Zack isn't really rocking with DC anymore, even though we know that he stated to the contrary several times, right? Several times he stated like, hey, I mean, he's literally like said it in writing. He said it out of his mouth, right? Like he's like signed posters. He's been interviewed about it. He talked about it in print magazines. Like, it's like, yo, I don't understand how many different ways from Sunday that this guy has to explain this before these people get what the hell he's saying. Or maybe they do and they just don't want you to understand, right? But anyway, yeah, Zack's been like talking about Henry Cavill being Superman, right? And posting on Twitter about Superman, sharing the sale hashtags. We ain't about to forget that shit happened, right? I don't like how quickly y'all try to move on from that. The man retweeted the hashtags, and we're sitting here a week or two after that having conversations about whether or not he wants to continue doing DC, right? So it seems like it don't matter what this guy does, you guys are just going to continue to try to keep these conversations going the way that you guys want them to go. So hey, he's done all these things, but look, this dude then, it's so crazy how he can do so much with so little. All this man did was put out a fucking picture with a caption, and it got everybody talking because Zack posted this talking about he's hanging out with the homie and how good it was. Why is Zack Snyder with Jim Lee right now? Right? Jim Lee might have my favorite Batman design. Honestly, love Jim Lee's Batman. Right? Iconic. Right? There's been times that he said some stuff that, you know, I think he might have been able to hold that back. Right? But, you know, he's still Jim fucking Lee, yo. Like, what are you talking about? He's still Jim Lee. So, with that being stated, look, don't get this shit confused, yo. This picture ain't come out on accident. Ain't no way. Ain't no way that this is just like a random hookup. And oh my God, I just ran into Jim Lee, right? I just ran into Jim Lee somewhere. And we're just going to take this pic, right? Man, it's all type of stuff going on right now. It's Superman shit going on right now. It's lawsuits abound. Right? It's fucking lawsuits going on. It's trailers coming out. It's James Gunn's in a fucking tizzy about his film, probably about to flop. Right? All this stuff is going on at the same time. And what do we have? We got the goats working. He did the fucking storyboards. Right? The ones that everybody talk about. The ones that everybody still wanted, right? Even though Zack said, I got new storyboards, y'all, right? What, yo, he's talking to the guy who he said he had new storyboards from. This is the guy that did the storyboards. That was hanging out in Dallas. Yeah. Nah, man, this ain't no accident, dog. What is going on with Zack Snyder and DC? Well, yeah, they be telling us he's moved on, guys. Matter of fact, where are the trolls at? Right? I love when trolls come to streams like this. Where the hell are the trolls at? Wasn't they telling us that Zack moved on from DC and he don't care no more? Where's one of the haters at? Why is he posting pictures with Jim Lee? Oh, hey guys, they're friends. You know, it doesn't mean anything. Slipknot fan says, has ZSJL ever been shown in IMAX? I believe it was shown once in Detroit, but the only time that it has been ever shown in 70 millimeter IMAX was at Full Circle. And I was there. And it was fucking glorious, Slipknot fan. It was glorious. Right? Ask him. Leon was there. Ask Josh. He was there. Right? Said, they never come when we are winning. Cowards they are. And she said the trolls are probably stream sniping. Right? He said those Jim Lee, Zack Snyder's Justice League 1, 2, and 3 plans were fire. My mom and I got to see them up close in Dallas, and AT&T's ZSJL exhibit. Those storyboards coming to life one way or another. Bruh, they don't know nothing about that though, Josh. Bruh, those storyboards that Josh looked at, were drawn by that man right here. That is next to Zack Snyder right there. So, yeah. And Zack said he got new storyboards. Right? He said Full Circle. You know what I mean? Yeah, everything has come full circle, right? Jim Lee did the storyboards the first time, and now he back to do the other ones. $10 years later. Right? Crazy. Says, I bet ZSJL looked incredible in IMAX. It was the craziest IMAX movie that I've ever seen. Outside of, because like that is, I can't even compare that to anything else. I really can't. Sinners was up there for me in terms of like IMAX experiences. That was like a very, very cinematic film, and I've seen a lot of shit in IMAX, but ZSJL was just like, I don't know, that shit was almost like a religious experience, bro. It was crazy. It was crazy. Like, I don't even know how to explain to you how that felt. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Nah. Said, by the way, just to mention that Batman's arc in JL 1, 2, and 3 is a nod to Lancelot. All right. Yeah. The history lesson segment is truly the most comic book thing on film I've ever seen. Yo, and to see that shit in IMAX, dog, it was crazy. Like, there's so much more that is in these films that I didn't even notice, yo, that I didn't notice until it was on IMAX on that huge projected screen. And with the entire, like, yo, it was so crazy. If you were looking at like one part, you couldn't even like see everywhere. Like, it almost felt I was in the movie, especially in that history lesson scene. So, absolutely. He said, by the way, just to mention that Batman's arc in Justice League 1, 2, and 3 is a nod to Lancelot in Arthurian legend. Meanwhile, Gunn is comparing his movie to 40-year-old version. Yo, I got a James Gunn stream coming up tomorrow that should be a lot of fun. That shit is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Harley, stop licking my feet, baby. Come on. Watch out, baby girl. Come on. I'm on stream. She over here. What's up with them feet? I think it'd be nice if I start licking them. Nah. Good girl. Yeah. Said epic. What up, DC Talk? Said Leon watching Double or Nothing. Just got home watching now too. What's going on, W Necron? Yeah. Nah. Sinners and 70mm IMAX was crazy. Right? Crazy. Wait, hold up. What's going on? Integrity. ZSJL2 is inevitable. You already know what's going on, bro. He said the history lesson reminds me of the opening for Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings, as well as The Hobbit. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, he said, Nessa said, I'm jealous of y'all. They got to see it on IMAX. Hey, I ain't on front. Like, I wish everybody got to see it. I absolutely do. I wish this shit got a worldwide release, just like every other fan. You know what I mean? But the fact that I got to see it, I was like, well, shit. No, I'm just oh my God, man. Whoo. Ah. Okay. It says, I need to rewatch the Snyderverse sometime. It's been a while. Hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure. All right. Harley's a good girl. Yeah, no, I love Harley. We just got to stop her from having these little accidents that she's been having in the house. You know what I mean? Can't be doing that. What up, Bat Dan? Bat Dizzy. What up, ASAP? All right. Isaiah says the soundtrack for Sinners is OP. Yeah, that's why it made the theatrical like whole vibe just that much more palpable, right? But yeah, Leon says I can say I've seen both ZSJLs in theaters, color and black and white. That is a fact. That is a fact. That is an absolute fact. He said actually that history is from the pre-flood Atlantis. Right? It's Sin Havoc being here cooking. And shouts to Sin Havoc. Sin Havoc was absolutely right. When those lawsuits came up and they got dismissed and everybody was acting like it was done, fucking Sin Havoc was like, it ain't over. He's like, it ain't over, and it wasn't over. So salute to Sin Havoc, right? ASAP says, who wants to really see Super Diddy on IMAX directed by James Gunn? I'll wait. He says Super Diddy, bro. I'm done. Yeah. James McCaffrey. Hey, that'd be crazy. All right. He said, did you see the new Jurassic World Rebirth trailer? No, I actually haven't. No, I actually haven't. Should I do a reaction? Y'all let me know. And when did it come out? It says surely WB would be making money if they did ZSJL 2 and 3 under the Elseworld slate and they can do their DCU with Gunn. Yeah, here's the thing though, Philip. You know, if it was just about making money, they did this shit a long time ago. So South County says, hey Sky, theory time. Assuming the Jim Lee Zack photo was taken this past weekend. If I'm not mistaken, they meant for a horse event. Zack's daughter rides horses. That event was held in Temecula. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna say this. If it was this weekend, bro, crazy. Shit, I'm having a Snyderverse marathon for sure. All right. He said, yeah, hey, I'm going to keep it real because Sin Havoc was definitely right. Says Debbie posted on her Gram account saying how they had a great weekend watching her ride. Yo, I'm telling y'all, shout out to Debbie on Instagram. She's a great follow. She's a great photographer too. She posting some dope pictures. He said 4 days ago. All right, yeah, no, I have not seen that trailer yet. So it would be real reaction because I haven't seen it. So, yeah, the Jurassic World trailer. Yeah, I'll check that out. It says, what's Jim Lee doing in Temecula meeting up with Zack? Yeah. I think I know. Discussing DC, right? And watch all these. Oh my god! And watch all these people come out. Oh yeah, is Zack coming back to Warner Brothers, guys? Is Zack coming back to Warner Brothers? Even though he tweeted out the sale hashtags, is that what we're gonna start saying? The last thing he said regarding DC was sell ZSJL and sell Snyderverse to Netflix. That was the last thing Zack said, but I'm going to come on the internet and tell you guys that, hey, maybe this means he's coming back to Warner Brothers. All my news is going to come with this Warner Brothers type slant, right? You know, when Avengers Doomsday gets pushed back, I'm going to tell you guys how that's a good thing for Supergirl. He said Sam was on point. All right. So y'all want me to do a Jurassic World Rebirth trailer reaction? Cool. I'll get that out soon. ASAP says the color grading on ZSJL looks mythological or very good quality old footage type shit. The GOAT DC tone we should be having. Anything less will automatically be a downgrade no matter who's in charge. Yeah. Wait till I show you, man. Wait till this stream tomorrow, dog. About this damn Superman movie, bro. Right. J Mar said, "What's the difference between the photo with Zack Snyder and Jim Lee versus the photo op with James Gunn and Zack? What, that Zack actually looks happy in this one? Is that what you're talking about? All right. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. Look, Netflix and WB been in contract for negotiations. Right. I came out and said that. Right. They've been in negotiations for way long, bruh. People be sitting here acting like they ain't been talking about this shit forever already. Like they ain't already asked Ben Affleck. Like they ain't already asked Henry Cavill. Like they ain't already asked Gal Gadot. Like they ain't already asked all these people, bro. They've already asked all of them. And they've all said yes. He said, like, why the fuck was you wanting back at WB while DC was still running in Reeves versus Space? Now, Batman 2 getting canceled, y'all. James Gunn giving notes until that movie was in oblivion. And they gonna sit there and turn around and be like, but he should go back there and work on DC. Because it can't be a Netflix, even though it would go to Netflix and I would probably have an opportunity to see it in IMAX still. Right? Ridiculous, right? Yes, Mikey verse forever. Y'all make sure to smash that like button, please. All 50 people in here watching, you did smash that like button. Said yes, you did, Scott. Yeah, Ax. He said, Zack actually posting a picture is one. That's true too. Zack did post that shit. He's damn sure ain't fucking say nothing about that shit. Yo. Knowledge is power. For sure. Holy cow. In nearly 3K subs. That's awesome. Yeah. Look, I'm expecting to have to work the momentum on this platform back up after not streaming for a couple weeks. But nah, we about to have a whole bunch of stuff coming. Oh my God. I'm sorry. This shit is so funny. He said the Batman 2 pray. Bro, y'all see how they low-key trying to sneak that shit in there? They're like, oh my God, massive floods causing damage. And people was like, is that the Batman too? Is that the Batman show? Like, bro, this motherfucker trying to take Robert Pattinson's Batman, bro. That's so crazy. Bro, if he gaffles this man Batman, just think about that. Like, just shit like Friday, like Smokey. He said, yo, we got about $200. Debo was like, I got about $200. He's like, I won, give me my money. He said, huh? I lost. Oh my God, bro. This is crazy. This thing is being aggressively marketed. I won't lie. I think it might make enough money to make WB go forward with the Gunverse. What box office numbers would you say would make it a success? A success? Look, okay, here's the thing, right? The Batman made 700 million, so you have to make more than that. Man of Steel made 640 something million dollars, almost $7. So you can't, so you have to make more than that. Right? This movie has a tremendous budget. I don't care what they say. So yeah, man, 700-800 million. I mean, yeah, I say that's fair. You know, about smooth 8, yeah, 800. I don't see why not. Because what we not about to do is fucking move the goalpost. We're not about to do that, right? Because look, when Zack was making films, they were making money, right? So no. Ain't no, hey guys, it can make 300, 400 million, 500 million, and it's gonna be a success. Fuck no. That ain't how that operates, yo. If it don't make more than Man of Steel made in 2013, not even adjusted for inflation, then what was the point? If it doesn't make more than the Batman, then what is the point? There will be no like low balling or trying to like undercut what this movie has to do. This shit has to be massive, dog. You ruined and tried to cancel a working functional universe that people wanted to see. Y'all can say whatever about Justice League and all this Birds of Prey and all that shit you want to say. But when Zack was there, they were making money. And when you look at the success of Zack Snyder's Justice League, it was a global phenomenon. That is what they came into office with. That is what WBD, that's like one of the first things they actually put out under DC like that. Right? So to have that thing be a massive fucking win and a global phenomenon, as they've had to call it, and they've had to kind of come clean in certain avenues and say, hey, this thing actually was massively successful. Now that they've had to do that, right? No. Ain't no just it can make 400-500 million and Warner's is gonna see that as a win. I think that's absolute bullshit. I think that's internet fucking jargon that people are being paid to sell you people. I think that's what that is. 100%. So no. Ain't no fucking success at no $500 million, dog. This shit can't make no Black Adam money. We're squarely squeak past Black Adam. This is fucking Superman, dog. And y'all canceled a functioning, fucking successful universe on top of that. I don't want to hear it. No, we're not going. We're not going whatsoever. So absolutely not. Just like Ben Affleck said. Yeah, he said Debo. He said, what you got on my 40, homie? Right? He said, Gunn is writing a Superman Batman movie. He isn't going to stop at just Superman. Hey, it's great. He can be writing whatever he wants to write. That fucking July 11th box office better come back straight. I don't know. That's for damn sure. Or it ain't going to matter what the fuck he writing. You know what I'm saying? He can be writing, bro. I can be writing a Superman Batman movie. Y'all want me to start? I can literally start like right now. I can start a fucking script. Call it shit World's Finest. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm gonna start a fucking script. I'm gonna title it. All right, hold on. Superman, Batman film. Act 1. Okay, there you go. I'm working on a fucking Superman Batman script right now too. There y'all go. I worked on it. Right? He said, we've got receipts. R&B said it has to make $1 billion. That's what I'm talking about. Why would you cancel all this shit and like turn around for a fucking first movie that's going to make $500 million? Why would you do that? Why would you spend $363 million on a film that's going to bring in $500 million? Why would you do that? Fiscally irresponsible, fiscally negligent, right? He said the move on crowd is about to learn how to move on from the Batman. Austin said they've been lowballing this shit to break even. I bet it don't. Yeah, nah. Ain't nobody about to go fuck with this movie, man. I'm gonna get into that tomorrow. He said, if they make $390 million, I'ma laugh because that'll be less than what Black Adam made. Yep. WB also stopping the Schumacher cut from being screened. Hey, and I actually have a stream about that coming up soon because you know what? I'm gonna save that. Right? I'm gonna save that. He's I'm just waiting for Clooney along with Mr. and Mrs. Mixel-Spilly. Right? For sure. Y'all make sure to smash that like button. All 55 of y'all in here right now. Integrity says Man of Steel adjusted for inflation is about 900 million. If it's less than Man of Steel adjusted for inflation, that just proves how dumb they are. Who the fuck reboots to something less successful? Exactly. Right? Yeah. Said, yep, better make 900 to $1 billion. Yep, yeah, man. Nah, I'm not going for, hey guys, there's just you know, they're just gonna, look at this as kind of like a win. All they have to do is make like a little bit of money, right? Like, 400 or 500 million, and they could see that as a win too. Please. He said, in my opinion, Superman needs to make more than Aquaman because that would mean a secondary DCEU character's solo film is still beating all of your new stuff. Crazy. Right? Yeah, nah. They ain't about to come in here and change the narrative on us. He said, hey man, I can't lie, that's really perfectly. Hey, bruh. The sword is my shield, bro. He said, hey, we canceled the universe we claimed was failing for a universe even less successful. Oh my God. He said the most unnecessary, nobody wanted a reboot ever. Right? Hey, this shit is unnecessary. Says I would love to see the 4KO on your show. I don't know who that is, but shout out to him. You know, if it ain't Syndicate, man, I don't really be like watching too many of these people. I'm just be honest. Like I watch other channels, but it's not like movie stuff. I just can't. Like if it ain't Syndicate, I ain't going. Shit, he could write, "Dear John, if Superman hell flops, he's out of." Yo, if this movie flops, it's a wrap. You know. He said, "You already worked harder than Gunn." Yeah, I'm telling you, man. He says, "Sabotage, not incompetence." Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep, and this is confirmed. It's a retcon, right? I'll be going into that later. What's going on, Michael? Yeah. J-Mar, bro, I'm gonna give this fucking comment a gold star, dog. The Schumacher cut screening being canceled shows why Cell Movement should not try to talk to a studio unwilling to listen to their fans. And this has been the point this entire time that we've been trying to make. Yo, why keep having these conversations if they're not trying to listen to your ass? Why continue talking to a brick wall? That is the question that we've asked ourselves, and we have came back with the answer that we shouldn't. We should leave these people alone and leave them to their wares and try to go get the Snyderverse back by any means necessary. He said, "Hey, yo, do we know the Superman Returns numbers? I bet that's a better comparison come the end of all this fake hype." Yeah, I think what Leon was saying is that what Superman Returns made, that was adjusted for inflation, I think it ended up being something like around 600 million. So, you know, once again, right? Once again, it's something where, you know, I don't think it's going to get there. But even then, why turn around and do what is that? Superman Returns numbers. Like, is that what you wanted? Is that what you did this reboot for? You go and spend all this money, upset the whole damn fan base, right? Do all these things, piss everybody off, got the stocks fucking nose diving. You go and you do all this, and then you do Superman Returns numbers adjusted for inflation. Leon said, "I'll be fair. 900 to $1 billion is fair." Thank you. Bro, they spent $363 million, dog. He said, "I'm going to pull my hair out if they claim 650 million or something like that is equal to Man of Steel." No, it is not. Inflation is a real thing. It matters in reality. Bruh, not even that. If they make 650 and it makes less than a Batman, which is something that you canceled, how could you justify that shit? The Justice Gang. He said, "What the fuck is that shit, bro? Teen Titans." Even that show was bad. The Justice Gang, y'all. This is crazy. He said, "I mentioned this on X, but if you guys are fans of Batman Forever and you're disappointed about the Schumacher cut, just go search for Batman Forever virtual work print. You can grab it in 90 seconds. Yeah, no, I got something for that. Yeah, I got a whole stream about the Schumacher cut coming real soon. Yeah. He said, if WB was smart with Superman and Batman coming into the public domain, they should try and prolong the rights by making a Superman 1937 movie. At least act like you're trying. Yeah. No. Mama Bear says, I don't adjust for inflation. Yeah. I don't know. I do think it's kind of crazy that tickets are like way more expensive, and like, because when you look at it, you know, I think it almost has to be taken into account, right? Like, let's say Gone with the Wind. If that movie came out now and had the same amount of tickets, like we sold, just the same amount of tickets, it would blow everything out of the water. And so it's like, I don't know, you know, I don't know, but you know, I ain't about to tell anybody how they calculate numbers. You dig? Yeah, he said 391 million worldwide. Yeah, nah. If they if they don't pass that, dog. Says been listening to C's the director, and he says WB will never sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Snyderverse will likely go to Comcast. I don't know who that is, but cool beans. You know, I know what Zack Snyder tweeted though. I know that he didn't tweet sell the Snyderverse to Comcast. You know. Oh my god, he said, I almost want to say if you're still begging WB, you might be. Nah, that is a great point. Like, bruh, the Schumacher cut, they was fucking turning around, and like, you know, everybody was all happy, like, hey, we had to go into Schumacher cut. But yeah, we gonna talk about that. $701 million for adjusted inflation for Superman Returns. Crazy, bro. Yeah, I think that's fair. That's right around what the Batman made. That's fair. Plus, they're already doing those 50% off deals or something starting in July. Facts. What's your box office predictions for Supergirl? I don't know if that shit's coming out. Bruh, they might just fucking Batgirl that thing, yo. Look, let me tell you what happened. Right? They were, look, when you're a producer at these studios, right? You can even be like on your way out. Let's say that you notice you're going to get fired, right? You can actually just start a whole bunch of shit and try to get as much stuff into production as you can, because that way, even if you're gone, you still get the points from whatever it is, right? So it's like a catch-22. They're trying to get as many things as they can into production because they want to have this like almost like an inflated chest look, right? Where it's like a bird trying to do a mating ritual or some shit, and they fucking puff their chest out, but they're really not buff like that, right? That whole inflated chest look is really not real, right? So they're doing that until they can find a female bird that don't know no better, and then right after, you know, they do his chest go back to normal, right? So, and they're trying to look like, hey, we have a strong universe. There's all these movies in fucking production. We got all this stuff. We have a functioning thing that we can sell you guys. And look, it's already in production, and you can just take this thing wherever you want to go. But if that movie flop, it changes everything. It changes everything, bro. They ain't gonna keep putting money into that shit. Yeah, nah. Thank you for sending that to me. I'm gonna go in on that tomorrow. Yep. Says real quick on Batman Forever virtual work print, if nothing else, and just go watch the first 20 minutes to see how they juggled all the scenes in the 11th hour before release. All right. He said the words Justice League were never even mentioned at all in the Snyderverse, and yet the DCU has the Justice Gang. Let that sink in for a second, right? Yeah. He said, guys, they don't want to adjust for inflation because it allows for every single new movie to be the highest grossing film since XYZ all the time. Nah, I know. All right. Supergirl Dawn of Write-Off. Right. He said, is it too late to Batgirl the Superman movie? Nah, that shit's coming out. That's coming out. Right. Says everything is put on hold. Everything depends on Superman and hell. Yeah, man. Ain't no fucking yo. You just gonna keep look. I know that they've been doing some crazy stuff, right? But just think about this. If they look, just think about this, right? So James Gunn has really struggled for success at the box office outside of the Guardians films, which I don't count because they're part of that Marvel fucking machine, right? So, if he struggled to find success outside of Marvel and he comes over to DC, his first movie flops, right? They give him a TV show spinoff from that movie. That shit does YouTube numbers. Then they give him another promotion, and then he gets head of DC Studios, right? And then that movie comes out and flops and underperforms. I doubt this charade keeps going because, like it or not, they do kind of like have to go. Like optics are, man, look, Hollywood knows that James Gunn's career is on the line with this movie. I'm just being for real. Because look, it's just like that thing, like I said, and look, I've been very, very consistent. When Patty Jenkins went out of her way to differentiate between the first Wonder Woman and the second one by continuing to repeat how that first one had all these other influences in it, and she felt like it wasn't really like all her, and on this one she's making all the creative decisions and blah 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 blah, right? All that stuff happened. When wait, where was I going? Y'all got me cooking, right? Anyway, totally lost my thought. Yeah. Oh yeah, Patty. So if you're gonna go out there on a limb and be talking about like, hey, this is really my film, I made all the choices with it, you know what I'm saying? Like I did everything, just like Zack was talking about with Rebel Moon, right? He said, hey, look, I wrote it, I fucking directed it, I was the director of photography, and look, when people went to say, hey, that movie's bad or I don't like it, did they go say, hey, Kirk Johnstad wrote a bad movie? Did they say, hey, I didn't like Sophia Boutella, or I didn't like Jaimon Hansu? No, they said this shit was Zack Snyder's fault because he had everything to do with it. He wrote it, he fucking shot it, he directed it, all that stuff. So how do you turn around, and not afford that same luxury to James Gunn? So if he's saying, hey, I wrote it, I'm gonna direct it, I'm fucking producing it, I'm the head of DC Studios, why would it be anybody else's fault that this movie's bad? Crazy. What up, Terrace House guy? Much love. We are about to start closing up in a second, so I want y'all to put y'all last questions and comments down at the bottom. You did, because we about to get on out of here. But yeah, no, this has been a wonderful first stream back. We still working out the kinks with this new setup, but I appreciate y'all being here through it all. You did. He said, how does anyone look at Corn Sweat after looking at Cavill and not say, holy cow, this looks like a cheap TV show? What the fuck? All you need is eyeballs. It looks like a cheap TV show suit. Yeah, man. Yo. He said, Gunn had Supergirl made just so he could prop up and do a favor for some young hot blonde. Allow her. Bro, this dude over here trying to rush these movies out, dog. Right? Oh my God, bro. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, nah. Look, we're gonna cook this Superman movie tomorrow. Today was about Zack, right? I just saw that shit, bro. He said rules for them, not for him type shit. Yeah, bro. You mean to tell me that like if he gets to write it, direct it, produce it, be the head of the fucking studio, and we don't blame him? Like, that's why I don't even like these conversations surrounded by like, oh my God, Warner Brothers might be trying to rein in James Gunn and whose movie is this? Man, I don't want to hear that shit, bro. Crazy. He said if Superman plays in a theater and no one is there to see it, doesn't make a sound. Right? Our Superman, Henry Cavill, haven't even acknowledged this new Superman. And but they trying to make it seem like they over here fucking like he's gonna be Ultraman. Bruh, they are so desperate to try to get people to see this movie. Like, hey, what if Henry Cavill is Ultraman, guys? You guys think Cavill will come back and be in this movie? You're crazy. And Kevin says, that's what trips me out when people say BS, like BVS had bad writing. Since when are Goyer and Arterio bad writers? Yeah, bro. The plot didn't make no sense. Man, that shit was. All right. Said, I think we get a Twilight of the Gods in season 2 announcement at to do something big. I think that would be pretty crazy. Right? Sorry, chat. I know that recycled that joke. Hey, nah, man, look. He said, what if whoever started that Ultraman rumor kisses? Yeah, right. Nah, bro. They want James to have no accountability, dog. This dude gets to be the head of DC Studios. He gets to fucking direct the movie, write it, all that stuff, right? But then, but then Zack can just write and direct something and shoot it in terms of being behind the camera, and all of a sudden he gets all the smoke. But James don't get nothing, even though he has more influence over what he wants made. Crazy, bro. Oh my God. Yeah, Rebel Moon 3 is definitely coming. He said, what if Cavill? He said, if they don't, nah, look, I'm about to get on out of here, y'all. This has been a very, very dope stream back. I will be going live tomorrow, and there will be more content dropping from this platform and others. So y'all be sure to smash that like button. Please share these videos out. He said, desperation. You stink of fear. All right. Look. I'm about to get on out of here, bro. We'll catch these fools next time, yo. Tune in tomorrow. That stream should be a whole lot of fun, and we're gonna be here cooking. I'm gonna get up with y'all soon. Peace.